Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the Summer Abroad Shanghai Program information session. I'm Selena. I would like to start with the land acknowledgement. We wish to acknowledge this land on which the University of Toronto operates. For thousands of years, it has been a traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. I'm Selena. I'm the Summer Abroad Program Manager, and also I'm joined by the two professors, Professor Victor Fackenham and also Professor Richard Gisel. I will give you an overview of our summer abroad programs, and then we'll speak more about the Shanghai program and course details. We will give you more information about field trips we planned for you for this course. This is our first year we relocate to Shanghai, so we currently do not have a student who can speak to it, but later next year, we definitely will invite a student to come and to share about their experience. Then I will go through the application process and the financial aid. Summer abroad programs has been around over 50 years. The first summer abroad program is in 1972, Italy program. And we still have this program now, and which will become the longest program in our summer abroad. Now we have over 40 courses in over 20 locations around the world in 2026. So for all summer abroad courses, and they are all full year, one credit course in 3 to 4 weeks during the summer. We do have a few courses which are longer than 4 weeks. Those are research courses and or one of the language courses. So you can complete a full year U of T credit course like during summer, which doesn't interfere with your academic study at U of T. Those are U of T courses. Our professors travel to different locations to teach. All the course content are usually tied to the location. For example, you are going to learn about the Chinese culture and Chinese contemporary society, and in China, you are going to learn another like a culture or another culture course like in Italy or in England. So all the course content and the field trips are designed to give you an immersive experience in that country. All the courses are taught by U of T faculty except for the language courses. Our course usually small. We usually only accept 25 to 30 students per class. So you have a lot of opportunity to interact with your classmates and your professors as well. One of the biggest features of our summer programs is that we have on-site staff who provide support to the students during the program. And all the arrangements are going to be arranged by us, and we will arrange all the field trips. If we have overnight field trip in another city, we will arrange the hotels for you as well. Yeah, so you can fully enjoy the program while you studying this course in another country. For summer abroad programs, because you are studying a U of T course in another country, so this is a great opportunity for you to explore another culture, to expand your worldview and understand the cultural differences. For our courses, usually we have a lot of group presentations, and the students work in groups and they do group assignments. So you will really have that opportunity to present yourself to improve your communication and team building skills. Nowadays, a lot of the employers are really highlight the international experience. So this is also a great opportunity to add to your resume to enhance your career opportunities. A lot of students who come back from summer abroad told us that they really build great relationship with their friends during summer abroad programs. We do see a lot of students are still connected with their summer abroad friends after they come back to U of T. Most of the students are from U of T for summer abroad programs, although we do accept visiting students from other North American universities, but I would say still over 95% of our students are from U of T. So you definitely, after you come back to Toronto, you still reconnect with them, with your friends. As our summer abroad course, they are 1 year, full year credit course at U of T. So during this 4 weeks, you are going to expect intensive study. Okay, you are usually having class from Mondays to Thursdays, and we have field trips on Fridays or sometimes on weekend. The Shanghai program is not new. This location is not new to summer abroad. We have been working with the Fudan University in Shanghai for 12 years, and this is our 13th year to renew our relationship with Fudan University to offer this course. But in 2026, we are going to offer a different course. It's going to be EAS 395 topics in East Asian studies. So for this course, this is a course which we all have been offered in Hong Kong location for many years. This time in 2026, we relocated to Shanghai. The course content would be changed a little bit to tailor to the location, but the main course content would be similar. I will later invite Richard and Victor to talk about the course content. So this course is going to be on June 13 to July 11, 2026, co-taught by Professor Victor and Professor Richard. We have a 5-day field trip planned in in Anhui province for you. Shanghai is China's largest city by population. It's also one of the world's major centers for finance, and it's a great city with Yangtze River like flowing through the city. It's a very good mix of modern culture of China and also the historical buildings you can see along the skyline. And also Shanghai, and it has a very vibrant lifestyle. You can see the many nice streets in Shanghai, and where you can really like see that like the modernist in China. It's a great city to explore the East Asian topics. And Shanghai has a very highly developed transportation network. You can see the subway lines and the metro system there, very easy to navigate. This is a great opportunity for you to go around city and really like see Shanghai. Okay, now I would like to invite Richard to speak about the course.
Okay, thanks very much, Selena, and thanks for the background that you've given to the students. I should say that I have not been to Shanghai myself for about 10 years, and so I'm very much looking forward to this, and I've never, in fact, been to Fudan University. All of you know, I think, that it's one of the best schools in China. It's usually ranked number 3 or number 4 by the Shanghai Jiaotong rating and so on. It's one of the C9 or Ivy League universities in China, and is a place where you find, for instance, the largest cloud computing platform in all of China. Very, very good business school, forward-looking AI and genetic research, and an advanced institute of social sciences, which is usually considered the best in the country. It's also very proud of the fact that it is the first university in China which was founded by a native Chinese. The story goes back to 1905, as you can see on Selena's slide. The university was founded by a Jesuit priest by the name of Ma Xiangbo, and he was quite a well-known educator in China. He had founded a boys' school in Shanghai. It was called the Aurora College. Now, 1905 is a pretty important date in the history of Chinese education. This was the year that China's traditional examination system was abolished by the Empress Dowager. That system had been in effect since the early Han Dynasty, so more than 2,000 years this system had provided civil servants for China. And in 1905, Father Ma found that with the end of the traditional examination system, there was a good chance that Chinese tradition, that is, the Confucian tradition, would be lost. And as he attempted to move more of the Chinese tradition into Aurora College, he ran into conflict with his Jesuit superiors who wanted their Chinese students mostly to study French philosophy and so on. So he moved across the city and founded what was called Fudan College. Now, if you know some Roman mythology, you know that Aurora, which was his original college, was the goddess of the dawn, goddess of daybreak. So the name of Fudan comes from that and means the new dawn or the new daybreak. And after 1905, the so-called Fudan College expanded its number of courses. It studied American educational system, and by expanding into areas like business and science and so on, it officially became a university in 1917. Really, the university itself dates back to 1917. Again, it had a very wide curriculum. It was a pretty forward-looking university, except in one way. It was still a boys' school. No women admitted to Fudan University. And that wasn't unusual, of course, in China and in the Chinese educational system. The first admission of female students was in 1920, Beida, or Peking University, as it was called in those days. Its president was a very forward-looking guy, Tsai Yuan-pei. In any case, in 1920, he admitted 9 female students. Well, I should modify that a little bit. They weren't allowed to take courses for credit, but they were allowed to audit a number of courses in the humanities. And at that time, there was a young woman in Shanghai who had been kind of a leader in the student movement in 1919 in the May 19th, May 9th movement. Her name was Yen Yo Yin. Now, when she heard what was happening in Beijing, she went to the president of Fudan College, as it was known at that time, and said, hey, get with it. It's time to admit women. Well, the president said, well, we can do what Beijing University is doing, and we'll allow you to audit courses here. And Miss Yen said, well, no, that's not good enough. And he said, well, I can't do anything else. And Miss Yen said, I think you can. Now, as I said, the Yen family was very influential. They were one of the wealthiest families in Shanghai, and her grandfather was the president of the Chamber of Commerce in Shanghai. So when she was refused admission, she went to Grandpa and said, hey, will you talk to them? And Grandpa went to Fudan and talked to them. And the next day, she and her friends were admitted as full students to Fudan University. That was in 1922, and means that Fudan was really the first to officially admit female students. But the story doesn't end there, of course, because the boys, the young men in Fudan, didn't want to study with women. And when these women came campus, they were insulted and they were harassed. They were looked down upon by the male students. But as I said, Miss Yen was a very, what shall we say, a very strong-minded woman. She, or her family at least, possessed one of the few automobiles that were in Shanghai in 1922. And we know exactly how many cars there were in Shanghai in 1922 because we have registration numbers. In 1922, there were exactly 200 automobiles in Shanghai, and her family owned one of them. And when she got tired of the harassment at Fudan, the story goes that she gathered together a bunch of her lady friends, the other students, the next morning, drove onto the campus and began to run down all the male students who were harassing. And the boys became quite terrified, and the harassment stopped. And for the next 3 years, as she studied at Fudan University, they called her Jie, or Miss 84, because 84 was her automobile license plate. I could tell you more stories about her. She really became quite the socialite in Shanghai, but well, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing here today. So let me go back and talk a little bit about the course. This course fulfills both your humanities and social science elective requirements. The first half, which I teach, is pretty much about philosophy and history and governance, and runs from the beginning right up until the death of Mao Zedong, at which point Professor Falkenheim takes over and talks about the more recent developments in political science. The way I run the course is this. In the first meeting of the class, you will be divided into 10 teams of 4 students each. And I have 10 subjects, 10 historical problems about the 20th century in China. One of those 10 topics will be assigned to each team. These are problems I think we start with the 1911 revolution. Second one is about the warlord period. The third one is probably about the Nanjing decade. You learn about Zhang Jieshi and Song Meiling, his wife, and so on. And what happens with that is that each of the 4 students will examine one aspect of the problem, and I will give you the aspects to study, and you will make a presentation as a group to the entire class. And you'll be evaluated both on the group presentation on your individual contribution to the group. And that will count for 25% of your grade. The second component of your grade will be a presentation report, or let's call it a field trip report, which will be a short paper, probably 2 or 3 pages, or some students would, I think, prefer to do a video report of our field trip, and that's probably also acceptable. We'll talk about that in class when I give you an idea of what I want in the field trip. As Selena told you, we are going to Anhui province this year. I've never been there, so I'm kind of excited about this. And we'll be there for 5 days. Take a high-speed train to the province's capital, city of Hefei, and it's very, very interesting from a point of view of governance. In China today, they talk about the Hefei model. Because Hefei, explain to you exactly why it's a model before we go. But Hefei is, in fact, in the past 5 years, has become fastest growing inland city in terms of its GDP, its fiscal revenue, and its population. Very, very successful city, and it has to do with the municipal governance, the form of investment. It's become also one of the leading scientific cities in the lower Yangtze. In fact, there you have the world's largest plasma physics generator, tokamak it's called, and last month at that site, they became the first in the world to create an artificial sun, working on energy fusion. It's kind of a holy grail. If we can discover energy fusion, it will really revolutionize the world. I don't think we'll get a chance to see that generator, but we're going to go to the Binhu Science Center, and you'll see some of the really leading edge scientific breakthroughs in Hefei. It's not all that we'll be visiting University of Science and Technology. You'll be able to talk to some of the students there. Going to visit the Temple of Lord Bao. This is Li Hongzhang, who was probably the most important figure in 19th century China. He was the leader in China's self-strengthening movement, first ambassador to Japan, very important advisor to the Empress Dowager and to the Guangxu Emperor. And he wrote the charter, the university charter for Beijing University, and that was copied almost word for word by Fudan University. So you see it's kind of a circle there. Revisiting some of the old town on the last day, we're going to spend that at Bangshan, one of the finest national parks in the country, and important for me because on our earlier trips over the past 10 years, I've been able to climb 4 of 5 sacred mountains in China. Bangshan is the last of these mountains, and if my knees hold out, I'll climb the mountain with you guys. Anyway, the field trip report will be worth 20%, 25% for the group report, 20% for the field report, and that gives you 45%. Yeah, I see I've changed that a little bit, but we can talk about it. And we do have a participation component there. Anyway, these are just the first things that Professor Falkenheim thought about. We'll probably change some of that when we get to class, but at least you have a pretty good idea of where I'm going with this. And I think that's pretty much all I need to say right now. So I will turn it over to Professor Falkenheim, who can tell you about the last part of the course.
Hello, everybody. So let me just take a few moments and talk about the sort of second part of the course, which deals with the period after Mao's death in 1976. The main focus will be on the sort of almost 50 years of the reform era that's initiated by Deng Xiaoping, December of 1978 at the party meeting. And so we'll talk about, the nature of that, those market reforms. One focus would be, in fact, to sort of look at the economic strategy, the development strategy, has in fact allowed China to thrive, and achieve such remarkable technological and economic progress. So, but equally as a political scientist, I'm more interested in political institutions, the role in state-society relations. And so we'll be looking at a number of institutions, the reform of the Chinese Communist Party, ways in which Chinese leaders are selected. We'll be looking at local governance. The Chinese devoted a good deal of attention to, and Xi Jinping has spoken frequently about what political system reform and political process. The Chinese use term, Chinese government uses the term whole process democracy, which is intended to incorporate sort of, both governing institutions, but also sort of, citizen participation institutions. There'll be an opportunity in Shanghai to visit some of these institutions, the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference. But I'd also like to spend some time sort of looking at Shanghai and Pudong in particular as a special economic zone. I spent a number of years working in for the Canadian Aid Agency, CEDA, developing the zones. And in fact, I've been to Anhui, particularly to Wuhu, part of the sort of open city initiative that, goes back to the early mid 1980s. So there are a lot of places to visit that, that will illustrate the nature of grassroots governance, the grid system, that's in place, the, local sort of street organizations, the so-called shuoqu, community organizations. So it'll be, we have a fair amount of time to kind of review both party and state institutions. Haven't gotten as far as Professor Guiso has in terms of the sort of structuring the last part of the course. I like his notion of 10 groups of 4. Ordinarily, I would organize my classes in terms of broader sort of seminar kind of discussion as a group as a whole. But that's fairly flexible, and I think we have quite a bit of time now, but between now and June, July, to work out the details. So there'll be a participation component in terms of the evaluation scheme. There'll be a short research paper, a kind of research note, and I'll give you substantially more detail as to what I would expect. It won't be a kind of a secondary source kind of research exercise. It will be more contemporary, using materials either that you observe or see in Shanghai or sort of online materials. In the past, I've used a quiz of sorts with, allocating about 15-20%, and that's a bit up in the air, but we'll certainly get you more details, in advance of the class. So in my background, is primarily in local politics in China, and so I think I'll focus there. I have a number of former students who are teaching at Fudan, in neighboring universities, at Jiaotong, and I may have the opportunity to bring them in and talk to you about their areas of expertise. I think I'll stop there. Anyway, good to have a chance to talk to you all about the course, and I hope I'll look forward to sort of seeing many of you in Shanghai, if not before. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Richard and Victor. And that's very informative. So for this course, it's co-taught by Professor Richard and Professor Victor. So you can say that Richard will be teaching the first 2 weeks. Victor will teach in the second half of the program. Richard also talked about the program activities we arranged for you. We are planning to arrange 2 visits in Shanghai. So we haven't confirmed yet. One visit probably will be visit to the Pudong zone. The other visit haven't confirmed yet. After we confirm the program activities, we will share with the students after admission. The other activities we plan for you is a 5-day field trip to Hefei province. All those, and we are planning for this course, still tentative. We may change 1 or 2 visits, but depending on the schedule, but mostly will stay the same. So for accommodation, all the students, no matter regardless of your nationality, you will be arranged in a hotel. This hotel will be very close to Fudan University or inside Fudan University. We are contacting a few hotels and close to Fudan University and deciding which one our students will be going. It's highly possible this will be the hotel, which is in the photo I share with you. Students will be staying in a double occupancy room and with Wi-Fi and air conditioning. And you should budget about $500 for meals. So in Fudan University, we'll have the temporary student card for students so that you can go in the Fudan University and also go into the dining halls as well. Fudan University do offer a variety of dining hall options, which can help you budget your meals. So after the hotel is confirmed, we will publish the hotel information on our website. Now we come to the eligibility eligibility for study a summer abroad program. So for students who are currently U of T students, you must be in good academic standing. That means you must have completed one or more courses, have a CGPA of 1.75 at the time of application. So for first-year students, you currently do not have grades, you can still apply, and we will look at your grades in the first semester. Students in a professional faculty or graduate program, or U of T alumni or non-degree students, they can all apply to summer abroad programs. And we also accept students from other North American universities, but we will require a letter of permission sent from their registrar's office from their home university. However, our U of T students will get priority. So for Shanghai program, I would say probably would be all U of T students. Currently, our application is open, and you can go to our website to apply. Login, you can see the top right corner has the login to application. So click that button. If you haven't created an account yet, please create your account, log in application, and see the Shanghai application form. Follow the application form to submit your application. Just one thing to remind all the students, after you make the payment, please remember to log in back to your summer abroad account, then to submit your application. That's a separate step. We always have students forgot to click submit after they apply. And also when you go to application, we have apply page, so you can see all the application overview and important dates, and some introduction to the video assessment as well. Our application is currently open. Application deadline is Wednesday, February 4th for Shanghai program. And we have 210 application fee, which is non-refundable. But for this year, we allow students to select a second choice location in your application. So that means if you were not admitted to Shanghai program, if the second choice location still have spots, we will consider your second choice location. For example, you can consider like Shanghai program, your first choice location is Shanghai program, your second choice location for Germany. If Germany has spots, so that we will consider you for the second choice location. However, if Germany program is already full, so that means there's no available spots for taking other students. So that means we will not consider you for the second choice location. So that comes to how you choose your second choice location. So if you have any questions about that, you can always contact us by email or by phone. So while we assess your application, we will look at your academic record over the last 12 months. We will review your relevance of the course to your program of study and your personal statement, which we only have 2 questions in our application form, and the video assessment. The video assessment link will be sent to you after you submit your application. You will do the first part, application form first. You will do the video assessment later. If you go to our website, you do see a review of the video assessment. So if you have any questions, one of the things I want to highlight here is please do not use AI in your application, which is very important. Try your best to be yourself in the video assessment. You are using AI application, even you use ChatGPT to polish your personal statement, or you put notes somewhere when you do your video assessment, so that will make you disqualified. So just need to make sure that you do not use AI in your application. The only type of aid is approved accessibility request. So if you have any accessibility request, you please contact our accessibility coordinator to see what kind of accommodation we can provide. So admission decision will be sent out by mid-February for Shanghai program. So for Shanghai program, the application deadline is firm, February 4th. So make sure you apply by that deadline, because the video assessment will be sent after you apply, after you submit the application. So try not to submit at 4 p.m. okay, on February 4th. So I would highly suggest that you submit the application a bit earlier. So give yourself some time to receive the link and then do the video assessment. After you send out admission notification, if you were accepted to the program, you have 1 week to decide you would like to participate. If you would like to participate, you will need to pay a non-refundable $1,000 deposit. All the remaining fees are due in April to confirm your full participation in the Shanghai program. Here's the cost of this program. So this is the fees paid to U of T Summer Abroad. So those fees are going to pay on the Summer Abroad portal, Summer Abroad account. After you apply, you will have a breakdown of the cost of the program. So we have a non-refundable application fee, which you are going to pay now. For course fee, which includes $1,000 deposit, will be paid after you receive your admission notification. And future fees, accommodation are all listed on the website. I do see some questions come in and asking if you can opt out of the accommodation. Yes, you can. If you decided to choose another hotel, or if you decide that your home is close by, you would like to stay at home, yeah, you can request request to opt out your accommodation after you admitted to the program. We have a certain timeline for you to decide whether you will stay with the hotel we arranged for you, to work with the hotel, and to arrange all the accommodations. So for international students, only difference is the course fee. For international students, you will pay about $1,000 higher than the domestic students. The additional cost, those fees are not paid to our summer portal. For U of T incidental fee, so for that fee, you're going to pay on Acorn. After you were admitted to the program, we will register you for this course on Acorn in March. After the course registration, you will say that you will generate incidental fee for summer, so that you are going to pay the fees there, and we will send you email notification. For additional cost, you need to pay on your own. So you can arrange your own airfare, and you don't have to. You can travel early to China early or leave China late after the program. It's totally up to you, but you need to make sure you are in Fudan University, you are in Shanghai during the program time. The meals and estimate, if you want to do more self-prepared meals, you may save some money. Local transportation is paid on your own. Medical travel insurance, we will give you more information after you admitted to the program, and any other miscellaneous expenses. So those additional costs are for you, budget give to you so that you're aware how much you need to budget for your course. Summer Abroad also offer Summer Abroad Awards, which is based on financial need. In the Summer Abroad application, you will come to a question asking whether you would like to apply for Summer Abroad Awards. If you click yes, it will take you to the awards application. But to be eligible for the Summer Abroad Award, you need to be a domestic student, and you also need to be a U of T current undergraduate student and complete at least 4 credits by December 2025. CGPA requirement at least 2.25, and some awards may require higher academic range depending on the awards you apply for. And you must have documented financial need, which we will request you to submit a financial need document at the end of the application. When we assess your application, we will look at your academic record and also everything you filled in your application form for the awards application. So if you were selected to the award, this award will be applied toward the cost of your program so that you are paying less to Summer Abroad portal. So start budgeting now, and the final payments will be due in April. Check with your registrar's office, your Faculty of Arts and Science, and all other departments, your own department, to see if there are any other possible awards or bursaries available. For example, Victorian College, St. Michael's College, they all have study abroad awards available. UT Scarborough also have awards as well. So check around to see if there are any awards that would be applicable to your case, because all your Summer Abroad courses, they are U of T courses. If you're currently on OSAP, you can just apply for summer OSAP extension. Please keep in mind, your summer OSAP bounds will not be released until close to the start of the program. But you cannot defer your fees. You need to pay your fees in April. So start budgeting early. And also one award I really highly recommend is IE Plus Award offered by CIE for Center for International Experience. So they offer IE Plus Award, which is applicable to the international students and domestic students. Please check their website to see if there are any financial document need. And Dr. David Chu Scholarship in Asian Pacific Studies also applied to this program. If you are interested, please check their website to see how to apply. It's administered by another unit at U of T. Here's our website. It's the financial aid tab. So go to the financial aid tab. You can find a list of Summer Abroad awards and additional awards. You can also check the stories of the awards recipients. They usually have more information than we told you. They are looking around the university to see what other awards may be applicable to their case. For the visa arrangement, all the students are responsible for arranging their own visa if needed. We will provide you the supporting documents, and if any other documents you needed, please apply early on it, because you may not know what documents you may need. Some document may take us longer for us to get for you. So usually what we provide is a visa letter from our office showing that you accepted to this course. And also we will check with the Fudan University if any documentation they can provide for our student who need a visa. Currently for Canadian students, you will need a visa for China. Other international students, please check the embassy or consulate for requirements. If possible, apply your visa in Toronto, because if you apply visa in other country, other cities, you may need additional document which we may not be able to provide. So if possible, apply in Toronto, apply early as well, right after you receive admission notification. Okay, so if you know you need a visa, apply as soon as you can. And also review the terms and conditions of travel, health, and flight insurance. You need a visa, you haven't got your visa confirmed yet. It's better to buy a flight, which can be refundable. Summer Abroad Office also very committed to EDIA. We would like to provide you more resources for students who need EDIA EDIA support. So if you go to our website, you can see we have an EDI and accessibility tab. So we have site-specific resources for you. So for China, and we have resources for you there as well, so that you understand different levels of inclusivity, acceptance, and legal protections for various identities. This is very important before you travel to any other countries. Please go to our website to take a look if you need that resource. We also have a dedicated EDIA program coordinator called Wenzhe Xu. We can book appointment with her if you have any accessibility needs. For students who have accessibility needs, please register with the Accessibility Services Office. Otherwise, we won't be able to provide any accommodation to you. Please check your campus Accessibility Services Office and UTM and UTS's Accessibility Service Office. So make sure that you have a letter of accommodation requested, and so that you need to send the letter of accommodation to us within 7 days after being admitted to the summer abroad program, so that we can contact you and also we can try to make an accommodation plan in place for you before you travel. We also offer EDI award. This is one of our summer abroad awards. When you apply for summer abroad awards, and you just need to apply, and because you don't have to select which award you would like to apply, but we will identify the award which matches the best with you. So EDI award would be 4 awards, $5,000 each, so that we will review the application and to select the students who would qualify for this award. This is our 2026 summer abroad timeline. Our application is open in December. Early application deadline is January 14. We have some courses which will be closed on January 14, and those courses are South Africa, Paris, Japan, England, and all science abroad programs. February 4th is the time when most of our summer abroad programs close. So please make sure you submit your application before deadline. The deadline is 4 p.m. Make sure that you apply way before that time. Allow yourself some time to receive video assessment link so that you can do your video assessment before the deadline as well. So February and March is the time we send out admission notifications. If you would like to pay deposit for the program you were accepted, remember to pay within 1 week. We will have a gathering event planning in April for all the summer abroad students. So stay tuned. We will send out that information soon. May to all. You can attend the pre-departure orientation and starting your summer abroad program. We will also have pre-departure orientation arranged for students in April. We also have some resources for students in our student guide for Shanghai location that will be sent to all the admitted students in March. We are very active on U of T Abroad at Instagram, so you can go to our Instagram to take a look at the other students' experience in different locations. Since you may also consider other locations as well, go there to check last summer, and we have social media correspondents in each location. They have been taking photos and videos and give you more information about the course. To know more information about the Shanghai program, you can always book a virtual appointment with us. Well, virtual appointment booking is on the website, and we also have a monthly e-newsletter, which is the summary. You can subscribe to our monthly e-newsletter to get most updated information from our summer abroad. And also, you can always contact us if you have any questions about the course. For Shanghai program, you can contact our program email address, shanghai.abroad@utoronto.ca, so we will get back to you. So I'm going to end my presentation now. Thank you very much for joining this information session. And if you have any further questions, feel free to send us email. We are happy to answer any questions or any concerns you have before your application. Thank you very much for joining this information session. We are looking forward to see your application. Thank you.